I am glad to see you again, authors. Our awareness of how red words get written into our story rarely comes in the moments they were written. Sometimes we are aware of the hurt, but not the greater causes behind them. We can find associations to people or events, but until something metaphorically slaps you in the face, the exact causes remain a mystery. We cannot see the things we are blind to until our eyes are opened to them. Today's story is one of the more extreme ways that red words get added to a tale, without leaving tangible evidence behind. There was a written warning at the beginning of this episode, but I must stress again, there will be horrendous abuse without bruises in today's story. Do not feel bad if you are unable to watch the full story. I doubt many people will watch this without having to turn away, because what is shameful deserves contempt. An inability to sit through what I will be sharing only shows the good character you possess. And I, for one, appreciate people like you in the world. I only ask that you don't remain ignorant to the extremes of the abuses that do not bruise, so we can all live lives that do not enable them to continue. When we left off, Mom and Steve had announced their engagement and that he would be moving in with us. It took a little more than a month for Steve to tie up his loose ends, the sale of his home and transferring his appliance repair business to our address. Our family began making room for him to live, and there was an air of excitement, mostly fueled by Mum's happiness, knowing that Steve would be there with her every day. During this time, we had minimal interactions with Steve, but every single one included the mistreatment of me. I knew there were people like this in the world, because my sister constantly did such things to me. His behavior did not raise any red flags to red words being added to my story. They just brought awareness that another person in my life would be nasty to me most of the time. Despite knowing this, I was still excited too. I really wanted Mum to find her love, because without it, she was a shell of a person, a shell of a mother who I often had to mother to get my needs met. It is hard to be the kid who needs the adult that is not there for you. I saw the inconvenience of having another hater in my life as a price worth paying to be able to be a kid again. On the day Steve moved in, we began with the early morning sun. Mum had all of us dancing to the oldies on the radio, while giving the entire house a good ceiling to floor cleaning. We were all having fun doing the chores together, knowing our newest family member was coming into our lives that day. As we were finishing, Steve arrived. Mom had to go to work, so she greeted him with a kiss and went off to get herself ready for work. Steve was in a great mood, charismatic and charming, with smiles and laughter. Us kids began helping him carry in his belongings, as he directed where to put things once they were in the house. He was spending what time Mom had before work with her. He was paying extra special attention to her and boosting her self-confidence with his loving and playful banter. We were all on cloud 9, excited for our life with Steve to begin. After Mum went to work, Steve's banter became more like a big brother, poking fun here and there with us kids, but nothing too hurtful. It was the first time he was looking after us too. It was similar to a babysitter, but felt more relaxed, because he was now a part of our home. When lunchtime rolled around, we were given bologna sandwiches and told to go play outside, so Steve could unpack without us kids underfoot. It was put clearly enough in his manner that we were to stay out of his way until it was almost time for Mum to be home. For us kids, this was the normal thing to depend on our own efforts to entertain ourselves until Mum was done with work for the day. So we happily filed out the front door for the beautiful summer breezes blowing outside. As the evening grew closer, my sister and brother found reasons to go back into the house. I chose to stay outside and play in the sandpit, working on the fort I was building. When I noticed the sun had dropped to the tops of the trees, I knew it was just about time for Mum to get home. I gathered myself up and went into the house to get cleaned up before she got home. When I entered the house, I was unprepared for what I saw. My sister was in her room listening to music in the far end of the house, but my brother and Steve were right inside the door, with my little brother locked in Steve's dog cage. He was laughing at my brother, and my brother was crying. I was instantly mad. Steve saw that I had seen what was going on and quickly let my brother out of the cage. He told me we were just playing. I told him I knew better, with firm confidence in my justified stance. I was defiant to his face about his abuse of my brother. Steve instantly became another person right in front of my eyes. In seconds, he grabbed me and shoved me into the cage, locking the door not only with the slide lock built on, but a padlock that needed a key to be opened. I was terrified. The look in his eyes at that moment told me he could care less if I were alive or not. I was still angry too, so the terror did not take full hold of me at the time. I knew Mum would be home soon, so I sat angrily waiting for her to get there and put Steve in his place. When she walked into the house, she saw me in the cage, and you could see the horror on her face. I tried to speak from my kag about going on, but Steve dumped a half-drunk warm Pepsi with honey roasted peanuts and cigarette butts in it on my head through the bars. I was so disgusted, I stopped talking for just a moment. But that was all it took for Steve to go to Mum's side, warmly hugging and kissing her, telling her how much he loved and missed her. I saw the confusion in Mum's face as she turned from him to me, causing him to gently pull her closer to whisper in her ear. When he pulled away, Steve began to tell her how I got violent with him while he was playing with my brother. He told her I was jealous. Mum nodded as he explained, looking at me until he turned her face to look at him. She was acting like a vicious dog, so she gets punished like a vicious dog. You know what a problem she is, was the end to his explanation. My brother was in the room by then, because Mum was home, and Steve asked, "This 7-year-old, isn't that right, buddy?" with a smile and a tickle. My brother instantly agreed. He had not even been there for the entire story Steve had told Mum, but his levity in response to Steve made Mum instantly believe every word he said over what her eyes saw. He told her how disrespectful I was, how I was always causing a big scene, fighting or hitting. He told Mum she didn't have to worry about it, about me. He was there now, and he would take care of me. He said I just needed structure. I needed to be taught how to behave. He told her he had it all in hand, and she didn't have to worry about me anymore. Mum smiled, looking at Steve like the loving hero she wanted and needed, looking at me like the cause of all her problems. At this moment, I tried to tell her why I was in the cage, and she yelled at me to stop lying. I was stunned. The glee in Steve's eyes at my mother unjustly punishing me was scary. He cut me off, telling Mum to go soak in the bath for a few and relax. He told her she must be feeling so stressed out with having to come home to my crap after a hard day at work. She gave him a look of almost worship for making such a fuss about her well-being, something my dad failed at miserably. I was let out of the cage. Mum went to soak while Steve ordered a pizza for the family dinner so she wouldn't have to cook. My world was still spinning. He had outright lied, and my mum would not even let me set the record straight. I was just standing in the living room, dazed. Steve came into the living room. He cupped my face under my chin, squeezing my mouth open. I couldn't talk or move as he moved his face to within inches of mine. He had the ashtray Pepsi in his other hand and forced me to drink it. I choked on the nastiness with tears streaming down my cheeks. All Steve said was, "No one will believe what you tell them now. Not your mom, the neighbors, your grandparents, the cops. Nobody will listen to you and they will believe me." Mom was still soaking when the pizza got there. Steve grabbed a piece right away without waiting for Mum. This was new to us kids, because we always had dinner together, but my brother asked if he could have his piece now too. Steve got that look of glee again and said yes, but only if my brother kissed his feet first. He sealed my brother's decision to kiss the feet by saying, "You don't want to be a bad dog like your sister, do you?" He asked me if I would like a piece, and I said yes. He grabbed my face again, telling me to call him Master. I refused. Mum was almost done and would be there soon. I heard her coming down the hall, and so did Steve. He whispered in my ear, "Call me your master, or I will kill your mum." The look in his eyes told me he would. Yes, master was all I could say. As Mum came around the corner, Steve began to sweet talk her and kiss her neck, making her feel like a princess. He made a joke about his kids playing as his dogs, using my brother to validate it, saying, "Good boy," as he pat his head. Then Steve turned back to me and told me to be a good dog and kiss his feet for my dinner. I said no. My mum got instantly angry at me, and I was sent to my room without dinner. I could hear the whole family having a nice sit-down dinner together with Steve from my room as I cried about how unfair it all was. Mum came in to chat with me about my behavior. She told me this was Steve's home now, and I needed to respect him. She told me not to ruin everything for us as a family, and to go out there and do as Steve says. I was hungry, I was confused, I was tired, and only 9 years old. I went to Steve to get my food, and he told me to kiss his feet and call him Master. I did. Steve was on cloud 9, getting to punish me like this in front of my family without them telling him to stop. He dropped my piece of pizza toppings down on the floor and told me to eat it like the dog I was, and I did. This was the day that red words became almost the entirety of my written story. Well, authors, this is enough for today's tale. Many of us have experienced abuse without bruises, but for those who have not, it seems surreal. Abusers like this are everywhere. They lie as they manipulate innocent people's hopes, fears, dreams, and needs. They hide their cruelty behind closed doors of family business and what is considered acceptable to talk about in public. Ascribe societal expectations of propriety, allows them to operate freely through ways victims are shamed, to communicate awareness to their abuses. I am sharing my life story for everyone to be aware enough to try to eliminate these vile people from our societies. Authors, we change the world with every red word we find and edit in our story. Our purple words give us the foundation of truth we need to heal and grow from our abuse. There will be more horrific things to come in this chapter, so I understand if it gets to be too much. No worries, because chapter 3 goes back to less gruesome family dynamics. Please, don't pity me. Pity the little children who are living silently in this type of abuse at this very moment. They are the ones awareness could have prevented from experiencing this. Cheers to Speaking Out authors, until we next meet.